presentation on net barter terms of trade. My name is Diya Devare and I am pursuing PhD at Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, Pune. This is my second subjective assignment under the course Academic Learning, my instructors being Dr. Ajay Simaldi and Dr. Mona Simaldi, who are affiliated to HNB Garhwal University. Let us begin the presentation on net barter terms of trade. Let us first understand the meaning of net barter terms of trade. The net barter terms of trade are expressed as the ratio between the index of export prices to the index of import prices. So we can say that it is an index of an index. The concept of net barter terms of trade was introduced by F. W. Taussig in 1927. This concept was called as commodity terms of trade by Jacob Weiner. Let us now understand how the NBTT is calculated. It can be calculated by a simple formula TC is equal to Px by Pm multiplied by 100, where TC denotes the commodity terms of trade or net barter terms of trade, Px denotes the export prices of commodities, and Pm denotes the import prices of commodities. Since it is an index number, the ratio of index of prices of exports and the index of prices of imports, it is multiplied by 100. Thus, it is not an absolute measure. It measures the percentage change of a variable over time. This can be done by comparing the value of variable at present to the value of the variable in the pre-decided base year. Now, the choice of the base year is a very important criteria for accurate calculation of an index. The base year cannot be marked with erratic volatile changes such as changes due to war outbreaks, major technological changes, structural changes, etc. Thus, we can see that an index number is a relative measure. It measures the relative changes in prices, quantities, or values of any variable of interest. For example, the MOSPI, that is the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation of India, records many such official statistics that contain index numbers such as food prices, housing prices, clothing prices, wages, etc. There is a general surmise regarding the commodity terms of trade. It is believed that an improvement in the commodity terms of trade increases the economic welfare of a country. One may wonder, how is it possible? It is possible by selling domestically produced goods at higher export prices and purchasing the foreign produced goods at lower import prices. That is expected to increase welfare. Thus, we export domestically produced goods at higher prices, which results into earnings, and import the foreign produced goods at lower prices, which again results into earnings as we lose less foreign exchange. Hence, one can easily infer that maximization of commodity terms of trade leads to maximization of economic welfare. An important question that arises here is that does maximization of commodity terms of trade mean the maximization of welfare? The answer to this is no. One cannot generalize that maximization of commodity terms of trade would lead to maximization of welfare. Let us look at the reason now. On the export side, if the export function is more elastic, a rise in the export price would lead to a fall in export earnings. Similarly, on the import side, if the import function is more elastic, a fall in import price would lead to a rise in import spending. Let us look at the result. A fall in export earning coupled with an increase in import spending will mean a decline in welfare even though the commodity terms of trade are favorable. I have presented this situation in form of an equation, that is, a fall in export earning plus an increase in import spending is equal to decline in welfare. It was Professor Havler who suggested a probable panacea for such a situation, that a country should try to optimize the terms of trade rather than maximize the terms of trade. The terms of trade get optimized at such levels of export and import prices where the export earning is maximum while the import spending is the least possible. Let us look at the limitations of net barter terms of trade. The major limitation of net barter terms of trade is that it fails to capture the qualitative changes between two time periods, as it is based only on the price ratio of the commodities. The other limitations are selection of appropriate base year, selection of the time interval to construct the index number, the type and the number of goods, limited applicability as it does not account for any productivity changes, etc. Thank you.